This podcast is brought to you by Legend Comics and Coffee in Omaha, Nebraska, located in scenic downtown Benson. They got a new location. It's absolutely gorgeous. Check it out. And by listeners like you. Go to Patreon/2headed nerd. Become a patron. Support this show.
Once, they were two best friends managing a comic book store. But when an innocent blood oath went wrong, the two found themselves trapped in the same body, imprisoned in a strange pyramid made of long boxes, buried deep below their hometown, where they are doomed to discuss comic books until the end of time. They were once Joe and Matt. Now they are known as the Two-Headed Nerd. And this is their podcast.
Broadcasting from ringside, from the Ziggurat at Omaha in caverns deep below the metro area, it's our pleasure to welcome you to another Back Issue Show, episode 798 of the Two-Headed Nerd Comic Book Podcast. I'm your head number one, the Internet's Joe Patrick.
It's fight night in the Ziggurat, and I am your head number two. My name is Matt Baum. It's time for a new type of Back Issue Show. We're going to be following DC's K.O. event and all of its tie-ins to let you know what you need to read, what you can skip, and who whipped whose ass in the ring.
In this episode, we tell the tale of the tape as the first round of Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson's DCK.O event kicks off. Plus, we tape up our fists and take jabs at the tie-ins, including the Flash Family Chaos from Mark Waid and Christopher Cantwell, the Titans in Gemworld by John Layman and Pete Woods, and the stunning Batman action and costumes from Dan Mora in Knightfight. More importantly, we're going to let fight fans know which of these tie-ins they need to read and which can be mopped up with the blood and the teeth.
Gross!
Let's get ready to rumble because it's back issue time in the Ziggurat. TM, copyright. We don't own that phrase.
We're not even going to get sued because you barely did it. I mean, let's get ready to rumble! Matt! Now we're going to get sued. See? That's how it works.
Great.
As loyal listeners will know, we have already covered some DCK.O stuff. So you're like, Joe, Matt, what are we doing here? Is this that revolutionary? Do you even have a good idea? Shut up. That's what I have to say to you. Yes, we covered some of these books. But
First of all, how dare you?
a quick recap, if you will, to bring you up to speed to where we are right now. DCK.O #1 came out a few weeks ago. Started this whole damn shebang, and we liked it. Gave it a buy it. It's a lot of fun. Although Joe, a little skeptical of what's going on there in the art. DCK.O Knightfight #1. One of our favorite books we've reviewed so far. It looks great. It's Dan Mora basically making new Batman action figures that you all want to buy and put on your shelf. These designs are awesome. And it's Batman fighting all the Robins. It looks awesome. It's been a really good time so far. We're going to get to what happens in DC Knightfight 2 because it takes a turn, but we gave it a buy it. Good times. Titans #28. The Titans have the very easy job of evacuating everyone on Earth because there's going to be a big fight and, you know, those big apocalypse zits are popping and fires coming out of them all over the planet. So we got to get people out of here. Really good art. We liked it. John Layman's doing great stuff on this book so far. Pete Woods. We're going to talk about more about that in a little bit here. We gave it a buy it. Justice League Unlimited #12. It's a suicide mission starring pretty much all your favorite alternate or future reality or different versions of Justice League members. Superman Blue is there. Batman Beyond is there.
Alan Scott from Kingdom Come, etc., etc.
They're on a suicide mission, and it is crazy good time. We gave it a buy it. All of these, I would argue, are essential tie-ins to the main story. Obviously, the K.O. books, they're going to be very essential. They're your main story. The tie-ins we're going to go into, and we will discuss... First of all, is it a good read? Is it a good time? And then we'll talk about, is it essential to the K.O. storyline? We're playing a little catch up here because technically these are back issues. We will never be discussing the current week. So no spoilers for the current week stuff. Full on spoilers for the back issues as usual. This is just how it works. You don't want to listen? Throw your phone away now. I'll give you time. Okay, if you didn't throw your phone away, here's how it works. We're going to use a regular rating system, buy it, skim it, leave it. But we will add to that, is this essential K.O. reading? we're going to flash back to November 12th with Aquaman number 11. This would be your first official KO tie-in book.
All right. As Matt said, it's Aquaman 11. This is from the latest volume, written by Jeremy Adams. Art is by an artist I've never heard of, Nimit Malavia. Colors are by Rex Locus, letters by Dave Sharp. This book has a lot of blue bullshit going on, but it ain't the Nightcrawler kind. It's not the Marvel blue bullshit. It's a different kind of blue bullshit.
For those of you who don't know what we're playing and talking about, blue bullshit in the X-Men books is whenever someone's related to Mystique or Nightcrawler.
Because they're blue. Explain it. It's funnier if they don't know.
It's the first episode for everybody's. It's somebody's first episode of the show.
Okay,
so,
sure. Yeah, you're right.
We can't just go inside joke.
Yes. All right. Fine. So there's a lot going on. For folks that have been reading Aquaman, I'm sure it makes perfect sense. For Matt and I, we just had to roll with it, and that's fine.
Yeah, like
Captain Nemo is here. Aquaman's daughter is both a baby and an adult at the same time. He is an avatar of the blue, which is something new I've never even heard of.
That was something you knew they were building to. They sort of like led where Jeremy Adams introduced. He's got all these
it's tied to his new water power kind of situation.
So we knew that was coming. That wasn't that big. The family shit. Like I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Is this the baby that what's his head killed? Yep. Baby's still around.
No. That was Arthur Jr. That was a boy that was killed by Black Manta in the 70s.
Oh, okay. What about
this is their newborn daughter who is also with them, I guess, time traveling because the adult her is here as well.
Because time travel.
Presumably time travel.
Yeah.
I mean, read Aquaman. I don't know. It's not my job to make that make sense for you.
They're calling themselves the Justice League Blue in the future, too, because they're all like water people.
Sure. Oh, I also forgot Aqualad. The Aqualad that was introduced during the Brightest Day crossover, the Jackson Hyde Aquaman from the Young Justice cartoon. He's here as well.
Right.
Super cool. The Deep Six, which is this group of like aquatic monster creatures created by Darkseid in the 70s, and an army of parademons. They're here creating fire pits deep in the Earth's oceans. They're trying to turn Earth into a new apocalypse. Technically speaking, this takes place before KO number 1. Most of the stuff is them kind of chasing down parademons and stuff. It's not really germane to the fight part of KO.
Not at all. No, this is like.
But I mean, the transformation of Earth is a key plot point. So at least that part of it is KO centric. Yes,
I don't disagree. I do think this book is mainly family shit going on. Mira bumping into some older looking Aquaman ex-boyfriend guy wearing the same outfit and stuff. Like, okay, this book is not bad. It is a skim it. Because I barely know what's going on. The art is wild.
Well, now hold on now.
The art is wild.
No.
I'm giving it
This is a buy it from me because it's a perfectly good book. It's not the book's fault that we don't know everything.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying the art was a little too wild for me, and I didn't.
I loved the art.
Really, I thought it got wacky at some points, but
oh man, that's why I loved it. I thought it was great.
All right. I there's a lot
if you think it was skim it, that's fine.
I'm giving it a skim it,
Dad.
Just due to the fact that it's like it feels like it's getting close to the underwater bullshit that I barely care about. And
well, Matt, it is Aquaman.
I know.
So,
but as far as the KO aspect, I'm saying this is so far non-essential.
Moderate at best.
Yeah, non-essential reading. It's fine.
No, you're gonna get stuff about Earth becoming like Apocalypse in plenty of other times.
Oh, sure. Moving on to November 19th, Titans 29 from John Layman, Pete Woods, and Wes Abbott. This is the second part of the Titans got to get everybody off Earth, right? So they build a bunch of spaceships.
Good news. In part 1, they did it.
Well, sort of, because Superman sort of has to do it in his book, too. We'll talk about that later.
Well, a lot of these books are overlapping time frame wise. And so there's, I think
the Titans are partially responsible for this because they relocate a bunch of people to Gemworld. That's fun, right? We use some magic.
I mean, sure.
And what could possibly go wrong? Nothing's ever wrong in Gemworld. It's shiny. It's fun. There's a 14-year-old girl that runs everything. Her name's Amethyst.
I don't think she's 14 anymore, but yes.
She is 14. She said when I got the job, I was 13. And like, they're like, whoa. So she's like 14 now.
I'm sorry, but Amethyst has been around since the 80s. She hasn't been Amethyst for just a year.
Well, I don't know what to tell you because this one is definitely a kid. So I'm not sure how Amethyst continuity is playing out right now in the all-in averse, but Amethyst is definitely younger. The Titans were mostly successful in getting everybody off Earth last issue. They've got millions of refugees. They're all living in Gemworld. This is a fun excuse to do magic and Gemworld bullshit. You know, with, of course, stuff's going wrong. We got to defend all these people that are trapped in Gemworld. Pete Woods makes this book just look gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. The colors are insane because Gemworld, right? But the Titans are also split up. So Cyborg's getting ready to go to the fight. And this is all KO centric, I would argue. Everything that's going on here is pretty KO centric. People being relocated, that's a major story. I would like to know where everybody on Earth went. That seems pretty important. You've got Cyborg getting ready for his fight. That's going to be important. He's going to get a side issue. It leads into that. But you also have the problems on Gemworld where we have to defend everybody and fun twist. We need some help with that. So we got to go wake up Terra, who I forgot is a bad guy. I thought Terra was just a member of the Titans, but it turns out she's a bad guy. And I never read the Judas Contract and Joe threatening to make me read it for Slack Issues episode.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
That's a future conversation.
I'm sure. We also have Starfire in space dealing with some of Apocalyptian residents. Granny Goodness and others are here.
The Female Furies is their name. It's
Female Furies. Thank you. And Beast Boy and Beast Girl, who I don't know no Beast Girl.
Beast Girl is from the Doom Patrol.
Oh, okay. They are also here in space protecting other refugees that were taken to space, not Gemworld. The Green Lantern Corps shows up. It's good time. This book looks great. It is all extremely chaos-centric. There's big trouble on Gemworld. There's big trouble in space. Cyborg's probably going to get his ass kicked because Cyborg always gets his ass kicked. But hey, I'm giving this a buy it. I thought this was a good time. This is definitely essential KO reading.
See, I disagree with that part.
Really?
I think this book was like, it started with like, man, good thing we got everybody off of Earth. Well, anyway, here's Gemworld. And that's where it stopped being essential DCK.O reading. I thought all of the stuff with the drama on Gemworld had nothing to do with the plot of DCK.O. The stuff with Starfire in space, sure. The stuff with Cyborg going through a long dark night of the soul, sure. But I don't agree that this is essential KO reading. I think the last issue was.
Maybe I'm giving them too much credit because there are human refugees on Gemworld. Maybe I'm giving too much credit for that.
Well, I mean, sure. That's a lot like saying the Flash is in the Justice League. And so he gets credit for what happens in Justice League Unlimited. That's not really how it works.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that metaphor works, but okay.
It doesn't. That metaphor doesn't really work.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, there's humans all over the dang place.
I felt like this was doing a good job, and it still feels germane to the story.
I mean, if that's what you think, then that's fair. I think that if you read Titans 28, you're probably good as far as the Titans part of it is concerned.
Sure. If you want to know more.
However, this is still a good book. I'm giving this a buy it because it is fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. I think Layman and Woods are killing it on this book right now.
That takes us up to the 26th of November for DCK.O number 2. Obviously, this one's going to be essential reading. This is by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson, who writes the Game Night Interlude. Javi Fernandez, who he's the main artist, and then Zermanico, who draws the Game Night stuff.
Hermanico. You don't say Zer. Hermanico.
Zermanico.
Yeah.
Alejandro Sanchez does the colors, and Hassan Otsmani Alhau is the letterer. Hey, we're leaning heavy into the video game feel of DCK.O with power-ups in this issue.
Big time.
Lots of various artifacts and weapons from the DC universe make an appearance, some of which you've heard of, some of which you haven't. Luthor wants the power rings, which is obviously a bad idea. The rest of the heroes and the villains, they squabble over that other gear. And it's stuff like Johnny Thunder's genie pen, the Atom's size changing belt. You know, it's like they're really stretching the bounds of like what is going to be useful in this fight.
Yeah, some of it I was like, oh, the Soul Taker sword, really? Or like the
like Katana's katana.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to make a huge difference in this fight.
Bane's venom, like Bane's venom, really?
Sure, right? Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Like if he's fighting Batman, maybe. I don't know.
Sure, right. There are lots of grisly deaths in this issue, which made me wonder if Scott Snyder read Ultimatum before writing this comic. And if you know, you know. I will not spoil it beyond that. There's this running gag of Guy Gardner getting his ass kicked just before he reaches a weapon, which is very funny. It happens like 2 or 3 times. Superman gets his...
I was gonna say I do really like the Joker getting really big and eating Giganta, and it's like as he's chewing her up, it says parental advisory, parental advisory, parental advisory.
Oh, right. You know what? I wasn't gonna spoil that, but it is funny.
That's great.
It is funny. Superman gets his dang hand cut off by Lex Luthor, who did something, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is what it says. It's turned the concept of the Phantom Zone into a sword. Okay. I mean, those are just words, Scott.
Yeah. But I think the idea is he didn't necessarily cut his hand off. He banished his hand to the Phantom Zone.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to think about it that way, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Like the same way Nightcrawler can like grab your leg and teleport away.
Your thumb off, sure.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
Look, if you wanted to see your action figures get smashed together, this is the issue for you. This is as described by all of DC's marketing, a part of All Fight Month, and it delivers in that regard. Luthor gets a Black Lantern ring, which is obviously not good. We get a scene where Superman realizes that the magic was inside him all along.
Oh, yeah. Of course it was. Come on.
Which then allows the field to be narrowed down to the Sweet 16. Somehow Luthor and Superman both make it despite fighting one another the entirety of the issue.
Well, this is
meanwhile,
this isn't technically a battle. This is a race to get items to battle with. This is not like you're in the ring and whatever.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, this is like this is like the bonus contest in Street Fighter where you come out and beat up a car, right?
Well, I think if you look back at KO #1, they do say some stuff like, we're going to start with this many, and then this many minus X are going to make it to the arena.
Yes.
And then from there, X minus Y are going to make it to the next round. So, yeah.
I think we've already done in KO, we did we're going to have the fight to see who makes it to the next round. This is the next round. Now you get to go fight to get power-ups.
But the actual bouts are not happening in this issue. That happens in...
We'll get to the first round in a little
bit. We're going to get to them, yeah. Meanwhile, Darkseid has possessed or replaced Booster Gold. It's not clear. This is like the emaciated Booster Gold that they've rescued from the Absolute Universe. Yeah. He's all sickly looking, but surprise, he's Darkseid. And he's headed into the arena.
Is he Darkseid? Is he Darkseid? Because he kind of talks like I'm even something else. I'm really evil.
Nope.
He says I'm full on Darkseid.
No, don't overthink it. He's Darkseid. He says I am. He flat out. He essentially stops short of saying the words, I am Darkseid.
Yeah, that's why, because he never actually said that.
Yes, he does. He's like, you forgot Darkseid. Now it's my turn. Yeah, he's Darkseid.
Fair enough.
So Darkseid himself is entering the fight, which, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really understand a lot of the mechanics of this. Like, Darkseid was... Big giant Darkseid was was stomping around Earth, shooting things with his Omega beams in issue 1. So I'm not really sure.
Well, that was in the future. We went back 7 days.
Oh, we went back 7 days.
We went back 7 days. This is all happening the week before. We got to do this.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, we got to do this to prevent big giant Darkseid from stomping around and being everything.
They're trying to.
This is the contest.
He was King Omega in that future. Now they're trying to be like, now we need somebody else to be king.
We got to win a fighting tournament to see who gets to go fight Darkseid to stop him.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
That is, I mean, this is fun. Like, look, this is the more of the same. This is very violent. It's hideously violent. Beautifully drawn.
I would argue it's video game violent. I would argue they're having fun here.
The Joker eats multiple people.
I don't think it's hideously violent. I think it's video game violence. There isn't blood and guts spraying out of anything. There are people that die, but
the Joker eats multiple people.
There's no blood coming out of his mouth. I'm not saying he doesn't eat people, and it's got parental advisory bots over it.
See, your judgment of what violence is and is not is specious.
This comes off as video game deaths, not even Mortal Kombat video game deaths.
I fully agree that this is all like,
this is a game that they are playing. And so
Superman gets his hand cut off and there's a trail of blood leading from his hand.
They definitely didn't banish his hand to another dimension. They cut it off. But I'm having a lot of fun with this. I think the art's great. I think the story is fun so far. I like that we are sticking to the cheeseball video game aspect of it, because that is what this is. It is a video game fighting tournament. And I admire that a lot more than sticking Angela in Marvel Comics because she just showed up in Marvel Rivals. This at least would make sense, you know? So
that's not an event. That's just they're using Angela because Angela's a character that they own.
She also just showed up in Marvel Rivals. And that's
I understand that, but that's... Yes, two things can be true.
But it's a buy it. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Of course, it is essential reading. This is the core book. So,
look, my objections remain the same. I think that this is executed perfectly well for what it is. I just think that what it is stupid.
Superman 31 and 32. It's a 2-part Superman tie-in. Joshua Williamson is writing Superman, so it's going to be extremely germane to the story. Eddie Barrows on art, Eber Ferreira, Alejandro Sanchez, and Ariana Maher backing him up. Supes is preparing for the battle, and he's getting advice from Ghost Dad. Like the Fortress, Jor-El, AI, whatever. But something's going on with Ghost Dad, and we haven't quite figured it out yet. He's not telling us the whole truth, right? We'll get there. Parasite, who is a good guy now. I kind of forgot that. He is feeling better, but he is still, in the hospital. He fought the Time Trapper in Doomsday. Didn't go well. What can you do?
He's feeling much better, though.
Yeah. We learn that there's fire pits, and they're popping up all over the world. See Aquaman for more evidence of this. Supes recruits Mercy and LexCorp to help with the evacuation. They're not Supercorp anymore, and everybody keeps screwing up and saying Supercorp. So,
oh, you know what? That's my fault. I put that in there.
But they make that joke in the book several times too. So,
okay.
The Kent family, of course, shows up because it wouldn't be Superman might get killed in a fighting tournament unless he got a kiss from mom and dad first. It's adorable,
I mean, we're seeing that 1 week, that 1 week lead up.
A lot happened in that 1 week lead up.
I know. But that part of that we saw in DCK.O #1. Part of that was like the Kents walk as a family through the park. That happens in this issue.
Yeah, it's cute. As the fight begins and everybody is getting, removed from Earth, Lois is supposed to evacuate with everybody else because she can't be around with the fire pits and apocalypse and crap like that. But before she goes, she wants to stop by the fortress and she wants to ask Ghost Dad some questions because this is not adding up. They should know stuff about Darkseid. And Ghost Dad doesn't. But you know who does? Ghost Mom! Ghost Mom, Lara, has secret logs about all the Omega shit that was buried on Krypton. Because on Krypton, we talk about Krypton. That's it. We don't talk about anything else. We talk about Krypton history because that's all that's important.
Kryptonians are famously xenophobic.
They racist. Let's call it what it is.
So all knowledge of any ancient alien ruins found on Krypton was covered up, and it was forbidden to discuss. And so Ghost Dad is only saying what he knows.
Right. He's the AI that's reading the history.
Ghost Mom is the one that found that shit and snuck that into the archives.
Yeah. So you're going to watch Lara. She's tricky like that. Suddenly Superboy Prime crashes into the fortress and he's still wearing the overalls. That what are they called? The
anti-monitor overalls.
The anti-monitor overalls. Thank you.
I forgot we called them that.
Kind of silly. And if you've been reading Superman, you know that Superboy Prime reads all the comics. So he has this very metatextual, fourth wall breaking ideas of what's going on.
Yeah, where he's like, it's an event book.
Yeah,
right.
It's an event book. He also seems to understand video games pretty well, too, because he starts talking about a little bit of video game stuff as well.
Sure.
Which is kind of fun. I love it.
He's a nerd.
As he shows up, the Legion of Darkseid, who is chasing him, which are the bad Legion from the future Absolute Universe, including Sunboy and some other guys, they show up and Sunboy's like, now burn. But when he does it, okay, time out. Remember, Lois was Superwoman for a minute, but she had borrowed somebody's powers, and it turned out.
We're going back like 2 events now.
But we got to drop this.
No, I know, but it's like Lois ended up with Kryptonian powers following the events of Absolute Power.
And Matt hated it.
Yeah. Those powers, we found out, though nothing ever really happened about it. Those powers came from General Zod, who is on New Krypton.
And I think there were supposed to be more General Zod comics, but it got canceled. So,
I think you're right about that. Yeah, Neil before Zod.
Too bad.
Lois lost the Superwoman powers. They ran out.
So when Sunboy shows up,
Sunboy,
and he shoots her with the power of the sun,
he fucked up.
He charges her up like a solar calculator, like a super solar calculator, right?
Right. Yeah.
And she is Superwoman again. Superwoman and Superboy Prime beat up Sunboy.
Just real quick. For those of you that are curious about the whole Lara situation, Justice League, the Omega Act one shot, which came out the week or 2 before DCK.O #1, is where that was all revealed.
Fair enough. So a lot happens in this book where we get the scenes of the villains and their plan to escape and betray the heroes. That leads into DCK.O 1. Formerly Good Lex is full on evil. Who could have guessed that was going to happen? The villains break into the arena using Lex's battle suits. They're all wearing purple and green battle suits, and it looks pretty cool.
Even Starro, which is hilarious.
Even Starro, which is really cute. Starro's kind of like a puppy in a sweater. He looks great. Brief flashes of KO #2 and all fight month stuff. It's like it's all happening here. More evil Legionnaires show up, and Superboy Prime saves the day with an army of the Fortress's Superman robots, which I totally forgot were even a thing. I thought for a second there.
That is a Silver Age thing that I'm not 100% sure that we've seen in quite a long time.
It seems to have come out of nowhere, because I thought for sure it was like, oh shit, Cyborg Superman is here and he's helping him for some reason.
Fortress robots like Kellex.
Right. That's not what
And then there are Superman robots that Superman built to help conceal his identity.
Right. These are like full on Superman LMDs.
Superman LMDs. Exactly right.
Yeah. It was wild. So I'm giving this a buy it. The art is stunning. Eddie Barrows is great. If you've been reading Josh Williamson's Superman, it has just been outstanding. And they really are fleshing out everything that Supes is dealing with. Wow. Very cleverly showing you the background of like how the villains got to KO, why the Legion is still here, and how we're tying that up and how that deals in with KO and all this shit. So this is absolutely germane reading. No question.
100%.
This is the reason for me. We are learning the reason why this is happening in the pages of Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and DCK.O is a Superman event as much as it is anything else.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he is front and center of all of it. And for those of you keeping score, the members of the Legion of Darkseid that show up here, other than Sunboy, Timberwolf, and Pharaoh Lad, who turns into Iron.
Okay. I spotted Timberwolf. I wasn't sure which one was Pharaoh Lad.
Pharaoh Lad. That's it. He's got one thing. He turns into Iron.
Give me Matter Eater Lad and I'll care. All right.
You don't want to see evil Matter Eater Lad.
Yeah, he's probably a bad dude. I hope he's like bulimic and he's super skinny and he just eats whatever he wants and then vomits it all out.
Good, gross. Next up, this is Justice League Unlimited number 13 from Mark Waid, Dan Mora, Tamara Bonvillain, and Ariana Mar. The Terrific 10 go to hell, baby.
Yeah, they do. And it's scary.
No, this is legit the scariest version of DC hell I have ever seen on the page.
Oh, yeah.
And that includes old Vertigo comics. And I'm not sure if Dan Mora is okay.
It's bad.
It's like really shockingly scary. The Demons 3, which are these old Justice League villains that from the Silver Age, they show up. This is the most terrifying they have ever looked.
Oh, they're a thing.
Since
They are a
the
thing.
60 years since they've been created.
I didn't even know. I didn't know they were actually. I should have
Justice League
known.
number 10.
I should have known.
Justice League of America number 10. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Before we go further, the Terrific 10, chosen by Mr. Terrific, Michael Holt. You've got Aquaman, Arthur Curry. This is Hook Hand Aquaman. Power Girl. It's a version of the character sometimes. I guess she's pre-Crisis, right? Warrior, Guy Gardner. Superman Blue when he was electric. Gold Hawk, which is a time-displaced Hawkman, I guess. A time-displaced Tim Drake from the Future's End timeline. Alan Scott as Green Lantern from Kingdom Come. Owlwoman, a version of the character that is from DC 1 Million. And Dr. Fate, Sophie, who's another time-displaced Dr. Fate from the 31st century from DC's New Golden Age.
Mr. Terrific is leading them on this mission because as Earth's being evacuated, all of the villains that refused to leave and didn't go to the fight have been making deals with Neron to get powered up. And the League is not happy about it, obviously. So this is a suicide mission because, as we learned last issue, these time-lost heroes are just echoes of the real thing. In other words, they ain't real. And they're expendable, which they actually say out loud in this comic. Mr. Terrific's like, you're all expendable.
Well, they know. They're like, yep.
And they know. Oh, yeah, they know.
We got it. This is
They
a
definitely
suicide
know.
mission. Definitely.
They're like, look, you can't go back. There's no life for you to go back to. This is it for you.
Like, they should have called this Justice League Suicide Squad, right? Justice League Suicide Squad.
No, I don't need another book called Suicide Squad.
Justice League Suicide Squad. This is their Suicide Squad because they're going to commit suicide.
Nah, I don't need it. I think the Terrific 10 is fun. Back on Earth, we see the League members that aren't in the tournament fighting the amped up villains, which gives Kid Flash a nice moment to shine. They are collectively fighting all of the color themed villains like Rainbow Raider and Crazy Quilt. Like they're fighting them all at the same time.
Rainbow Raider, Chroma, Dr. Spectro.
Right.
I haven't even heard of some of these characters.
I know. And so it's pretty great. Meanwhile, being in hell has straight up broken Batman Beyond's brain. But Alan Scott gives him some tough love and they get back to action. Mr. Terrific tricks a Junji Ito demon into an unsolvable riddle, but we find out it's all going according to Neron's plan. So really, this issue is all about the heroes that are left behind and how they're handling things on Earth and in hell while the tournament is happening. So it's a good tie-in, but not if you want to know what's happening in DCK.O.
Yeah.
This is like looking at the negative space in a drawing. Right. It's contributing to the art. Right. But it is not the actual line art itself.
This is a huge buy it. This story is great.
This comic book is awesome.
And if there is an award for best colorist is single issue, it goes to Tamara Bonvillain, who between Hell and the Rainbow Brigade worked her ass off on this. This looks amazing. This book is great. It is absolutely non-essential. You don't need it, but it is a great time. No question.
I mean, yeah, it's not essential to DCK.O. You should definitely be reading it, though. It's essential as a comic book.
This is just fun Justice League, Justice League United, Justice League of America, whatever. I was not prepared for how frightening Dan Mora's version of Hell. It's super scary. It's super scary.
And I've read most of the issues of Hellblazer, and those were not as scary as this.
I loved it.
I did too.
Our next two-part tie-in is Flash 26 and 27 from Mark Waid and Christopher Cantwell, who teamed up to write this one. Vasco Georgiev, an artist I've not heard of. Matt Helm.
He's been drawing the book for a while now. Okay. I call him Vasco Georgiev.
Okay. And Buddy Bodan is on this book. Let's just tear the Band-Aid off. The Flash is wearing a new outfit and it fucking sucks.
I fucking hate it so much.
God, this outfit is terrible. It's got black on it. I prefer Scott Snyder's Flash to this costume. This costume is bad. It's really, really, really bad.
Boy, that's tough for me.
If I had to pick one or the other, I'm picking that one. And that one sucks. Don't get me wrong. Gun to my head, give me that one.
I can't go there, but I understand. I completely understand. It is a terrible costume.
Yeah. We get a long recap of the events leading to DCK.O. #1. There is a lot of it. Impulse and Irie, Wally's daughter, the twins, who I also don't care about much, are joyriding in the Justice League Unlimited.
No. Impulse is not his twin.
No,
Impulse
Irie.
is Bart Allen.
Irie is
Irie is one of the twins.
Yes,
yeah.
one of the twins.
Just for clarification,
right?
Irie and Impulse are not twins,
right? And I like to think they named Irie after the Jamaican slang, like Irie, man.
They named her after Aunt Iris, but yes, that's funny.
Whatever. They're joyriding the Justice League Unlimited's Javelin. It's a space jet. Obviously, not the right time for shenanigans. But Mark Waid really likes to write Impulse like he is just an ADHD spaz off his meds. I do not like this Impulse. I know this is how he acts.
In fairness to Waid, just let me real quick. In fairness to Waid, this is how Impulse was at the beginning, and then he went through a bunch of character development over a decade or more,
right? Where he wasn't that.
And
guy
now
anymore.
we're kind of back to that. Like Impulse thinks first acts first and thinks later.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't care for it at all. Like
it's a regression.
I like that character grew up a little bit, and I didn't hate reading him. Now we're right back to like, oh, when I get mad, I have a thought bubble with an angry, funny face in it because I'm a spaz. Wow.
He thinks, and he's got like little emoticon thought bubbles.
I don't like it. The Speedsters have a super speed huddle, and having learned nothing from Flashpoint, Bart hatches a plan to go back in time to the All-In special and stop Darkseid before he can set all this in motion, because Impulse is an idiot. Impulse is a moron, and he honestly thinks he can go back in time and just beat up Darkseid, and Wally's like, really, dude? Do you honestly think this is going to work?
I mean, for strike one, look, your grandpa Barry tried this with Flashpoint, and it erased Wally West from existence for over a decade.
Okay, and that was strike one. Let's not forget.
Strike two, Bart thinks he can beat up Darkseid.
No, that's not even strike two. Bart thinking he can beat up Darkseid is probably strike 44. There's been so many Flash time travel attempts that have ended up bad, really bad.
No, yeah, you're right.
Before anyone knows it, Bart, of course, has erased his own existence from the minds of his teammates because he's an idiot. We covered that. Wally jumps in the time stream before he can be affected, and the two confront Darkseid, who is, surprise, not frozen in time because he's Darkseid. And it's right there, like in his shenanigan. Darkseid is. You really think he's going to have a problem being frozen in time?
Darkseid does not. Darkseid laughs at the flow of normal time.
He toys with the Flashes. We all knew the Flashes weren't going to stop this. Bart pulls Wally even further back to the past, only to find out that the Legion of Darkseid got there first, and they've turned Max Mercury to the dark side. Max, what happened, man? I still don't like.
No, this is back when he was called Whip Whirlwind.
Right, back in the day. So
we're calling him Max Mercury for clarity's sake.
So jumping to 27, and we'll discuss both of these as one piece because they're
as one thing. Yeah.
Issue 27, Bart and Wally versus the Legion of Darkseid in the past, including an evil version of Bart's cousin. How do you say this? XS. I hate it.
No, XS.
I hate it.
Is her name. XS is from the post 0 hour version of the Legion.
Right.
So essentially she's from Bart's future.
Right.
She was involved in the Legion of Three Worlds crossover, which is probably one of the last times we saw her.
Yeah. And look, I would like to care about this more, and I would like to be more excited for it. I'm not crazy about the way it's being written. And when you start doing cute cartoon baby like flashback stuff because it's in the mind of Impulse, who's a crazy person that we should be on medication, it really dials down the seriousness of what's going on. It's just like, it's not working for me here. Wally tries desperately to keep people from getting killed in the past and changing the future because, you know, we do that a lot in the Flash. He hasn't figured out yet that none of this matters and there's a big reset of some kind coming unless DC expects us to believe that Batman is dead forever.
Right.
Wally
or that, you know, the Joker really ate Giganta.
Sure. Wally is surprised that Bart can retain the stuff he reads, learns at super speed, which was already established a very long time ago and several times. Like, we learned that Impulse is very, very smart. He's just a spaz.
Well, Impulse has an ability that other Flashes don't. When he speed reads, he remembers.
Right.
Most of the time when a Flash reads like a how-to manual at super speed, the knowledge fades.
Right.
Or, you know, and Bart retains it because very famously at the early on in the Jeff Johns Teen Titans, he read an entire library's worth of books and became a much better hero.
Sure. He learned how to be a hero. And that was cool. And like, look.
But that was 4 reboots ago.
That was 4 reboots ago. In the end of this, the Evil Legion escapes. They, of course, managed to cut the Flashes off from the Speed Force. And the whole time they've been saying something feels weird to the Speed Force. Like, it doesn't feel right. Like, it feels like it's sick or something's going on. And
well, Bart already fucked up time once by
but the
losing
Legion,
to Darkseid. So.
But the Evil Legion was messing with the Speed Force as well. And by the end of this, they're totally cut off. The Legion must have changed something in the future, your past. We have to get to your grandfather. We have to get to Barry Allen now. Wah, wah.
Wally, it's your kids.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, look, this book looks good, and I get why they're going so spastic with the art, but like, I'm not feeling it. I feel like it's really weirdly written. I don't care for this Impulse. Like you said, they reverted him to a character that I don't recognize and I don't give a shit about. And all the cuteness is really feels like it just lowers the stakes of the book. Not to mention the fact this feels extremely tertiary to anything KO going on.
The only thing, well, it all they jump back to a point. It all starts before KO number 1, and then they jump back to the All In special, which was over a year ago.
Yeah.
And then they jump back even further in time from there. So yeah, this has nothing to do with DCK.O except for the part where Wally wants nothing to do with the tournament.
Right. That's it, basically. Well, and there's Evil Legion guys here doing stuff.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, as far as the tournament itself, like, nothing. Wally doesn't want anything to do with it. The end. That's
right.
It.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I'm kind of over these Flash time travel stories where it's constantly like, we got to go back and stop this from doing this in the future and then go to the future to stop the past. You know, like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I think that this is a skim it, right? This is a skim it for me.
Yeah, it's a skim it. I barely care.
I have kind of grown to appreciate this artist, Vasco Georgiev. I do hate the costume. That's not his fault.
That's not his fault. I don't like the mouth.
This is something that came about during the Cy Spurrier run. I think that that Bart being regressed personality wise does his character a disservice. But
I don't like the mouths. I don't like the way he draws the mouths. Everybody looks like they're a Bob's Burgers character. It's you know, like it's not working for me.
Okay, sure. I think when you have characters, when you've got newer characters that serve similar roles, like they introduced Wally West from the New 52, who is like Wallace West.
Right.
He is Kid Flash now, and he kind of serves that matured Bart Allen role.
Right.
And so they had no choice but to regress Bart back to his factory settings, which I don't like.
I don't either. And it also it makes it feel like there's just too many people in costumes running fast and not enough reason for this many speedsters.
That's a whole look.
I'm not saying it's not.
You either love the army of speedsters or you don't. But
I'm saying when Mark Waid was doing an army of speedsters back in the day, I felt like they all had their time and their place and it worked and they were a family. Right now, this just kind of feels like a collection.
They definitely don't feel like a family.
No, it just feels like a collection of people that run fast. That's it.
Yeah. and so when issue 26 came out, and I think I briefly mentioned it during our rest of the stack or rest of the pile section that week. And I was like, Mark Waid's back on Flash. No, this is why I'm not enthused.
It's weird
by what I'm reading.
And I don't know if it's maybe you got your Christopher Cantwell and my Mark Waid and it's just not working, and vice versa. Because I like both writers on their own, but together I don't know if it's working.
But, Mark Waid co-created Impulse, and this is how Impulse was when he wrote him. So
I'm not arguing with that.
I kind of find it hard to believe or find it hard to blame Cantwell for some of this.
Unless Cantwell's like, well, let's take him back. And Wade's like, sure.
No, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't like
that call. I think Wade's making that call.
I don't care who made the call. It's not working.
Yep. All right. Our last two books are from the 3rd of December, so just last week. DCK.O Knightfight number 2 by Joshua Williamson, Dan Mora. Triona Farrell is the colorist of this book. Tom Napolitano is the letterer. This is Bruce Wayne versus Dick Grayson in a cyberpunk alternate future.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all words that are just tailor-made to make Matt Baum's teeth stand.
They should. On paper,
on edge.
I should fucking hate this.
There is this brutal fight between Bruce and Dick, and Bruce makes fun of Dick's Robin army, which is pretty great. He realizes that the Heart of Apocalypse, which is a device that is a part of the DCK.O main story, you are either on board or you're not.
It's also your narrator. It is your video game narrator. Like round one.
The Heart of Apocalypse is the thing that goes round one.
Right.
Fight. That's the Heart of Apocalypse.
Seek the items. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. Right. I think it's a little silly, but we're rolling with it. It's month 2, baby. We're going with it. Bruce realizes that the Heart of Apocalypse is fucking with reality. And so none of it's real. And he just has to kind of lean into the simulation and try to fight his way out of it. So he takes down the Dick Grayson version of Batman. It's a pretty brutal battle.
It's great.
And then he is thrown violently into another alternate reality where Jason became Batman. This one is all grayscale with red accents, and it is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, it's incredible. This is also the coolest Jason has ever looked. Jason in a black bat suit with red highlights. It's so good looking. Awesome.
It's very, very Frank Miller Sin City.
Jason he's almost got like a Predator thing going on. He's scary.
Yeah, he does. He even has the thing on his shoulder.
Yeah, I love it.
Shoulder laser kind of deal. Jason thinks so these weird little realities, they come with their own backstory that the Heart of Apocalypse has concocted. And so this version of Jason is like, give it up, Clayface. I've heard it all before. And so Bruce starts going in about the Heart of Apocalypse and the tournament, blah, blah, blah.
Before you do the Jason's give it up, Clayface
let
thing.
me guess, the fight tournament. Well, I've heard this shit before 1,000 times.
Well, hold on. Before you get into the Clayface thing, Jason in this reality is trying to wrap his head around what's going on. And it's like, Bruce would never fall for this. That's how I know you're not Bruce. You're Clayface.
He immediately calls Bruce Clayface.
Yeah.
And so the script or whatever, if you will, that the heart has given this version of Jason Todd is that Batman, aka Clayface, has tried to convince him of this stupid fight tournament idea a bunch of times in the past. And Jason is suddenly not going for it. Whereas in the first issue, when he fights Dick, he gets the chance to explain the situation. And Dick's like, that's ludicrous. Do you think I'm an idiot? None of that is true. Here, now it's being played off that Jason's heard it before. So Jason thinks Batman is Clayface. Obviously, they have to fight. Oh, shit. We learn that Gotham is sealed inside a giant red dome or a red hood, if you will.
Hey-o.
And Jason did it to protect the rest of the world or the surrounding community from a bunch of Joker toxin that got let loose. So it's like a no man's land situation. Bruce realizes I have to play along with this play acting, this pantomime. And so if Jason thinks I'm Clayface, I'm going to embrace it and become Clayface. And then that's the end of the issue. It's buck wild.
It's nuts. This book is great.
The comic is wonderful. The artwork, I don't know how Dan Mora was able to do 2 books. Like, how long ago did he have to start drawing?
He's had this in the can for a while. No question. He had to.
But I mean,
he's doing too much right now.
You would think that, but he was also drawing Superman. And so he's taking a break from Superman to do Knightfight. And it's just like, there's so the level of quality artistically in this and Justice League is incredible.
It is incredible.
This is a huge buy it.
This is also where you come if for some weird reason you are not happy with Batman or Detective right now because it's too street level and it's not superhero enough. Here you go. Here's your superhero Batman weirdo bullshit going on. It's great. And there's no reason to interrupt what's going on in Fractions Batman right now to do this. Don't do that. Where there's a different story going on over there. This is fine here.
No. Yeah. Batman, it's happening in its own little.
How much does it have to do with KO? We don't really know yet. So it's hard to say.
I think a lot because
there is something huge. Now,
I think Batman got sidelined so immediately.
Yes, that's something
in KO
huge.
number 1 that this is gonna come back in a big way.
And I was joking with Joe the other night. I was like, maybe Batman sent Clayface as him to the tournament to get killed.
I don't think you were joking, but okay.
So it could follow him. Now, I'm not 100% joking about that because he does show Clayface powers in the end, and maybe he's doing the Neo
because reality is being shaped.
Maybe he's Neo in the Matrix and he's hacked the code and he's doing this.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe that's it. Or maybe there is something going on there. But I think we're going to learn that this is a big part of KO, and Batman is figuring something out, like a way to hack the video game and get around the tournament, which he didn't want to be a part of anyway, because he's like, we can't control this. We don't know what this is.
It's just like Occam's razor says, Matt.
Yeah.
The most obvious explanation is that Bruce tricked Clayface into going into a magical fight tournament.
Maybe. I don't know. But I can also see Bruce saying, no, I'm not sticking myself in there. Clayface, you go in there with the knowledge that you're Batman.
He's not going to put Clayface in a fucking Omega mother box armor. And no.
Why?
No.
Why not? So he can watch and see what happens and hack everything? Who knows, man? I'm just saying. He also doesn't think Clayface is going to die because he's got him in the armor and he's going to transport him out of there if something goes wrong. Just saying. We shall see. If
Bruce was Clayface, then getting stabbed in the back by the Joker wouldn't have done him any harm.
Exactly. But it would take him out of the fight if...
Why would it take him out of the fight?
None of them are actually dying. It's just when they lose, they get turned to stone or whatever.
But they are... dying, air quotes,
that is
in the fight. But
that's a fatality.
Getting stabbed in the back doesn't hurt Clayface.
That is a fatality according to the rules of the box that is the heart that is watching this shit.
Your goddamn mind.
We shall see, sir. I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm saying Batman is definitely hacking the system and trying to figure it out.
Well, that part I kind of agree with you.
Finally, we get to the real round 1 of the fights in the KO with DCK.O Superman versus Captain Atom with quite the cover here.
Jorge Corona cover. I love it.
I love it too. Jorge Corona is doing all these different like covers of the fights, and there's variant covers that he's done that has like Superman doing a Mexican destroyer to Captain Atom.
That's Daniel Warren Johnson.
Oh, sorry, Daniel Warren Johnson.
DCK.O number 1. Yeah.
Oh man, they're so great. They're so much fun.
But he did next week is it was this week actually. It was Wonder Woman versus
Demon.
Wonder Woman versus that's Lex Luthor versus the Demon.
Oh, you're right.
But the Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman versus Zatanna maybe. But it's he did the cover to the Wonder Woman one, and it is glorious.
It's something. Here we've got Joshua Williamson, because he's not busy enough. Shawn Isaacs.
Wonder Woman versus Lobo. Sorry. Jeez.
Trish Mulville and Hi-Fi with a little help from Dave Sharp. Captain Atom is still the same asshole that you remember. They're never going to redeem him. He's always going to be a dickhead. He's kind of
Captain Atom sucks.
But they've also kind of reverted this character a little bit. Like for a minute there, Captain Atom came out of it and was doing better, and now we've sort of reverted him to like, nope, he's military shithead. Who's not?
I mean, he's always sort of been that way.
I get, but he got better for a while. Now he's back to, I have to be the hero. I'm in charge. We're going to do what I say. And it's going to be fucking Pete Hegseth, Macho Man versus Superman. Here we go. You know, deal with it. I'm Department of War. Here I come. All right.
I think you're giving Captain Atom a little bit more credit than he deserves if you look back.
Fine.
But that's okay.
I just want to like him more.
I understand.
Captain Atom immediately takes Supergirl off the board because he believes she's not qualified to be here. He's probably like, she's a woman. What is she doing here? Blah, right? And Superman's like, what are you doing? We need each other. We're not going to do this. He's like, no, we have been told the only way to do this is to fight the fight and do the thing. I'm the guy. Let me fight the fight. If you're not willing to do it,
like, Captain,
get off the game.
This is
board.
why Captain Atom sucks, because he's the guy that says, rather than trust Superman to lead us through this crisis, I'm going to trust the sentient spirit of the Heart of Apocalypse and go into this death battle against my own friends.
I took it more as his own ego is running things. And he's
there's certainly some ego, but like,
I think he's like,
ego is one thing, but like he could have also said, yeah, you're right, Superman. And I'm the one that's going to lead us out of this.
I mean, he kind of, he does, but he's like,
he's going to shoot Supergirl in the back and try to win the tournament.
He does, but he's like, I'm the guy to do it. So I'm going to get everybody out of the way if I have to, so I can be the guy, because it's me. It's all me all day. Here we go, which is silly. I don't disagree. And I'm with you here. You've got a note in here about when they finally do square off to fight. I mean, it's a big slam bang fight. I'm not crazy about Isaac's art, to be honest. I think it's good, but it's not.
I think the art is not necessarily up to the concept.
Yeah, it's not as great as some of the other fight. Like, look, the fights we just looked at in Knightfight, incredible.
Right, like it's perfectly fine as your normal month to month superhero art kind of stuff goes, but as far as an all fight one shot, this was kind of like it's okay.
Yeah, it didn't have the slam bang that I was going.
It doesn't have the metaphorical punch,
right? And we see Captain Atom at one point manipulating energy more like Firestorm than Captain Atom, where he's like, he turn my hand into kryptonite. He's able to
generate kryptonite energy, kryptonite radiation, and red sun radiation.
Which
neither of which I don't remember Captain Atom being able to do that. Yeah. I just thought that his body was like nuclear furnace,
right?
Vaguely defined,
super strong,
nuclear
shoot
power.
Radiation and stuff. Yeah.
But like Firestorm is like, yeah, kryptonite, no problem. Right. Yeah, red sun, no problem.
Yeah, the professor helps him with the chemistry, and boom, there you go.
Right. You know? So Captain Atom is displaying some powers that I don't remember him having in the past.
So as in any video game fight,
but you know what? There was also the Atom Project Absolute Power spinoff, which was very terrible, and we stopped reading after.
So maybe he's got some of Firestorm's powers or something stupid.
Maybe there's some stuff going on here, some lingering after effects.
Somebody lay it on us if you know this.
If that's the case, I retract my objection.
I will buy that if that is the case, even though we never summed it up or figured that out. So whatever. Round 1 goes to Cap, and it is a best of 3 tournament, just like any good fighting game. So then after that, we can't just have another slam bang fight. They have to choose a new skin because, you know, you won fights and you unlock skins.
If you accidentally press the wrong button, you're going to end up as blue Ryu instead of maybe white Ryu.
Maybe you did some microtransactions and you bought some skins. I don't know.
You got horse armor.
But they get to go back and like pick different versions of themselves to fight next. So we get the gold version of Superman from 1 million that charged himself up in the sun for years.
For 85,000 years. Yeah.
And Monarch. Remember Monarch? Anybody?
Very powerful Monarch, controls the time stream and stuff. Like, it's certainly very powerful.
Stupid story that none of us liked, but very powerful.
Armageddon 2001.
Not a good story, but all you need to know is in that story, Monarch was the big bad guy, turned out to be Captain Atom. So
a future version of Captain Atom from an alternate future
Monarch
that technically no longer exists.
Right. He becomes Monarch here. They have another big slam bang fight that I would say, looks fine. Maybe not as slam bang as I would like. Like, there's a big spread.
I mean, we already talked about the art. We don't have to keep.
There's a big spread for the KO moment where the heart yells that apparently in space.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of silly,
I want to, if it doesn't sound exactly like Street Fighter 2, I don't know what we're even doing.
I'm picturing the Mortal Kombat guy. That's what I got in my head, but
that's fine.
Round 3.
Choose the game of your choice.
Round 3, Captain Atom decides to cheat because I guess the heart is cool with that. So he picks all of his various forms at once.
The heart is very much not cool with that. And that's kind of the point of what happens next,
I suppose. And Superman's like, well, I'm not a cheater because I'm Superman and I'm going to do this the right way. And the heart's like, yeah, no cheating allowed. Shuts Cap down. Cap destroys his own past to win, but the heart's corruption drives him insane. The story requires Superman to win. See, of course, we can't have this dickhead Captain Atom.
That's kind of where it is. That's kind of where this ends. Is that Superman has to win this because we know that he advances to the next round.
And there's too much going on in the Superman book for Superman to get taken out in this round. So come on.
But given what Williamson writes in the script, like, there's no real other reason for Superman to win this fight.
Not really. No. But regardless, he does. He's going on in the Sweet 16.
The Heart of Apocalypse doesn't like that Cap cheated.
Yeah, can't have it. I'll one better you, Heart of Apocalypse.
Superman wins by default.
You're all powerful. Maybe don't let him cheat. I don't know. Like, you can't cheat in Mortal Kombat, right? You got to fight. You're controlling the system.
I don't know. There's secret codes for fatalities and stuff. I don't know.
No, but that's after you've already beaten somebody up. That's not cheating. That's how you end the fight. And the voice even demands it. So, I mean,
you're not wrong, Matt. I'm not.
Yeah.
So what? So the Heart of Apocalypse tries to shut Cap down, but Cap is like crazy with power, and he's like destroying and absorbing versions of himself from the past.
Because he's Monarch, and Monarch has that ability.
And this is like the ultimate Captain Atom. That's all versions of Captain Atom at once. And this, for some reason, literally, this is what it says. Somehow, what Captain Atom has done has empowered Superman as well. It literally says the word somehow. And the reason is we need Superman to win.
Yeah. Superman breaks Cap's containment suit, throwing him into the time stream, winning the round. So
whenever Captain America's containment shell gets ruptured,
Captain Atom,
he gets like
not America.
Captain Atom, sorry. Whenever Captain Atom's containment shell gets ruptured, he gets thrown into the time stream.
Right.
This is something that goes all the way back to like the 80s.
And it sucks. He hates it. It's a pain.
He really hates it.
And he yells at Superman about it. He's like, "You never came to find me when I was floating around the time stream like a fart in space," or whatever. It's hard to feel sorry for Captain Atom, though, because he's such a dick. So whatever,
Yeah.
Whatever. Meanwhile, we see a bit more about Booster Gold / Darkseid making his move and blindsiding Doomsday. And Doomsday is like, "No, dude, that's not you. You can't be. I would have seen this. I would have known this." And Booster's like, "Oh yeah, well it's true," which again leads me to think that maybe there's something weird going on here. I don't know. Regardless,
no, it's Time Trapper's just upset that he couldn't see it.
I suppose
his whole deal is that he knows all of time and space.
But the World Forger, who's the big blue guy with pointy ears and a weird,
the Monitor and Anti-Monitor's brother,
of course. Okay,
thank you, Scott Snyder, for that little added bit of nonsense.
Uncle World Forger, the guy with the big axe, seems to kind of be on evil Booster's side. I don't know.
I can't tell if he's with Darkseid or about to clobber him with the weird hammer axe.
Yeah, hard to know.
The art is unclear.
I will say there was a lot of problems with this issue, and it kind of shocked me because Joshua Williamson wrote it, and Williamson is one of the main architects on this. And I'm not just talking about the art, which I didn't love. I think once we got to these fight issues, I was excited for these because I thought this is where we can really shine with the idea and the concept, and we can see who would beat who in a fight, silly things like that.
Sure.
And the whole like cheating aspect and this instantly powering up to the most powerful thing in the universe for the fight just really cheapened everything and like didn't work for me. And
I mean, look, when you proudly proclaim All Fight Month,
right,
you are embracing style over substance,
and this is supposed to be the lead off.
But when you do that, I don't think we should be surprised when sometimes that doesn't work.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I would argue like, sure, I agree with what you're saying. But I would also argue like there's issues of Transformers where Soundwave and Optimus Prime had a fight way more brutal than this. That was completely kick ass, you know?
Well, yeah, part of that goes to Sean Isaacs not really being the artist for the job.
But that was also more than 3/4 of that Transformers issue, and that did not upset me a bit. You know?
No, it's true.
It was so great. And if we're doing video game logic, you don't start here. If you want to work up to a point where they have powered up and they've won battles and they've unlocked skins, and this final battle, we can like become Monarch and all encompassing shit. But like this should just needed to be Captain Atom versus Superman. Go. That's all you need to do. Do 3 rounds. Sure.
Well, I mean, technically it was round two. Round two was they leveled up once, but it was round 3 where Cap decided
they didn't level up. That's not how that works. One of them lost and one of them won. No one should be leveling up until they win the entire battle and you move on or whatever is what I'm saying. This,
yeah.
This
I mean, I
instantly just went to 100 and it didn't need to do that.
There's a fundamental maybe lack of understanding. It's not a 1-for-1 transfer from the idea of a fighting game or a video game to this storyline, because you want to show characters getting power-ups,
sure,
but you also can't have every character winning.
Also, why did we all run around trying to get powered up, items if you can just pick the most powerful thing you've ever been in the history of your character during a fight?
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a great question,
right?
Because part of DCK.O number 2 was the people that end up with artifacts advance. Oh, well, so was this all supposed to be part of the race to find an artifact? Because that doesn't make any sense. They're not in the arena.
No, this is them in the arena. Round 1, you two fight. This arena, the background setting is Metropolis. Go. It's just like Street Fighter, where it's like you're fighting in Blanca's swamp today.
In DCK.O number 2, the arena is like the weird hellscape.
That is where they are seeing who gets to go to the main rounds. But now we're going to pick a background, just like Street Fighter, just like Tekken. Pick where you want to fight, pick your fighter, pick where you want to fight, and then pick the guy you're fighting. Go.
I'm saying that this does not make sense when compared to DCK.O number 2 at all. That's my statement.
I mean,
because in DCK.O number 2, everybody that's racing for an artifact, they're all in that graveyard of the gods, with the dead elder gods. And
you got to take yourself out of that. That's a different.
But I can't, Matt, because
that's a different contest.
How do we get from that to Superman fighting Captain Atom if Captain Atom does not advance?
That's a different contest, and you only did that.
It's not a different contest.
Yes, it is, and you only did that to get a power up that could benefit you in the next contest that Superman does not use in this one. I agree. Doesn't use any of it.
But no, it says explicitly the people that do not get power-ups do not advance. That's the problem with what you're telling me.
Fair enough. Then it doesn't make any sense. Then I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying.
But regardless, this issue is a skim it at best.
Skim it. Yes.
It is definitely germane to KO because this is part of the tournament. This is what's going on.
I don't think it's essential though.
And this is what is going to go on all month in Fight Month. So we're going to read a bunch more of these and we'll see how they turn out.
Presumably some of them will be better.
I would
than
argue
others, but
it's absolutely essential because you have to win these battles to move on into the main story.
Yes,
that's the problem. Does it good? No,
but my point is because we can't quite reconcile what happens here with what happens in DCK.O number 2, this becomes non-essential. As long as you've read DCK.O number 2, that's all you need. You don't need to also read this.
I suppose. Yeah. I suppose.
Because this does not make sense when held up to that.
And maybe Fight Month, all of it, we're going to be like, didn't need to read any of that. There you go. That was a giant waste of our time and money. And I don't know, maybe, look, we're talking about how like Dan Mora, how is he cranking this stuff out? How has he done this much stuff? Maybe all this stuff was done on the side as they were coming up with the ideas.
I have a definitive answer to the question.
Okay.
They find the artifacts, yes, but the artifacts don't necessarily carry over with them to the next round. It's just that if you find an artifact, you carry over. Superman found an artifact. It was the secret mystery item, which was, it was the Omega Sanction, which was he had to die in order to activate it.
Right.
And so he stabs himself with the kryptonite shard, and then he's got a dark side hand and blah, blah, blah. Captain Atom must have found an artifact as well, because they show him on the page where we see everybody
so that's how they
Captain
went on.
Atom is here.
There you go. That's how they went on. And now their first battle is
what has been made clear. Oh yeah. He found the Medusa mask. He found Psycho Pirate's Medusa mask, the emotion controlling mask.
There you go.
But it just, all this issue showed was that the artifacts were meaningless. It was a race to a MacGuffin, and the MacGuffins don't matter.
It was just a contest to go grab one. You just had to fight to get here, and that was the contest.
It could have been, they just could have been flags.
I'm sure.
Tiny little vinyl flags planted in the ground.
Then how do we get the call back to the Claw of Horus, Joe? I mean, come on.
Dude, I don't fucking know, but you and I can both agree that there was no artifact in this comic.
I don't disagree, and this doesn't fill me full of...
Otherwise, Superman would have zapped Captain Atom with the Omega Sanction in the first 5 seconds of the fight.
Yeah, but he wouldn't do that.
Whether he was using that mask or not.
He wouldn't do that. And this does not fill me full of optimism for All Fight Month, quite honestly. But
well, one thing is clear as mud. Whether the artifacts count or not is going to differ from book to book, because some of them are on the cover.
Yeah.
Of the issue in question.
So maybe they were moving quick when they were cranking out All Fight Month. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. But this does seem like also kind of like a missed opportunity where, like, look at something like Absolute Batman, the annual, where they went and got artists to tell these like side stories about Absolute Batman that do connect to the story a little bit. Why couldn't you go get somebody kick ass like Daniel Warren Johnson and be like, hey man, here's the deal. Superman versus Captain Atom. All I care about is he wins in the end. Go, and just give us an issue.
I mean, that would have been lovely.
That could have been great. And then the next one, Wonder Woman versus Lobo, grab somebody crazy that you can't believe would ever do a DC comic. And like, hey, in this one, Wonder Woman has to win. Don't care how we get there. Go.
Sure. James Stokoe.
Why not?
Right?
Yes. And just go bonkers with it. That could be a lot more fun and maybe feel more appropriate for All Fight Month. I just want you to think back to when they announced All Fight Month, and then they also announced that we were going to get an interlude to All Fight Month that had Annabelle and Sub-Zero and Vampirella. And that's supposed to be training
blah, blah, blah.
for this.
And I said it then, and I'm saying it again now. That is fucking stupid.
Well, here's the thing. If it were training for this and it already happened, and it was fun, great, it's fun. And we're just slam bang doing it. But like now we're already past first round. First round wasn't that great. And we're going to get that. I don't feel as good about it anymore.
Right. And so where I'm at is fun only gets you so far. And we are only 2 issues into DCK.O, and the fun is already wearing thin, and the threads of the concept are starting to show.
Well, now let's back up before we do that. Let's do a quick recap, because I would argue Aquaman 11, we said it was a skim it, non-essential. Titans 29.
I gave it a buy it, actually.
We both said,
non-essential though.
We said Titans 29 was a buy it. I said it was a little more essential than you, but I don't disagree with you. KO number 2, we both very much liked. It was a buy it. We had a little trouble understanding what was going on, but we figured it out after we talked it out. Superman 31 and 32, we both really liked, gave it a buy it, said it's essential. Justice League Unlimited, buy it. Non-essential, but still a lot of fun. The Flash 26 and 27, we both have some problems with. Feels pretty non-essential, and it's the skim it. Knightfight number 2, outstanding. Definitely going to be essential from what it looks like. Total buy it. Superman versus Captain Atom number 1 is the only one that we have given a skim it and said, if this is essential, it doesn't feel real essential and it doesn't fill us with a lot of optimism.
I mean, yeah, my argument is that it's not essential at all.
It sure doesn't feel that way.
Because if Captain Atom doesn't well, but then we looked back at KO number 2 and we saw that.
Yes.
Well, anyway, they want us to think it's essential.
I think this is the first chink in the armor, and I'm not where you're at yet.
But I think that, surprising no one, an event book is going to have a group of tie-ins that are a mixed bag.
Sure.
This is not anything that should surprise us.
No.
That said, boy, have I not been fully on board this event from the beginning. So,
we're going to stick with it. And in part 2,
can't wait for round 2.
In round 2 of our back issue KO fight coverage, we got a bunch more tie-ins coming, and we shall see. Hopefully by the end of this, we've all had a good time and we clinked our action figures together.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not having a good time.
Time will tell. And we are going to stick with this coverage for the next few back issue shows, folks. So,
is it bad that I'm not even sure how long DCK.O is?
I don't know if DCK.O knows how long DCK.O is. I think the editors there might be like, I don't know, we'll finish this around August, right? I'm like, August? I thought this was going until next year. I thought this was done in February. What are you talking about?
Excelsior!
Oh. And with that is it for THN 798. Next week, the new comic show returns. Much more clear mandate. We will be featuring reviews of 8 new comics.
No KO comics. We're not doing them. KO comics live here.
Right. No KO comics.
Yes.
Just other non-KO comics. If you need more THN in the meantime, join our Discord. You can find more info about that at twoheadednerd.com for more KO discussion. In fact, I would love it if this episode led to a bunch of debates. And you can also join us for the THN Gang Hang on Saturdays at 11 o'clock Central Time if you want to talk about comics and all kinds of other nerdy shit with us.
That's a great time to talk some KO. Let's hear it. You up to speed? You reading? Are you having a good time? You think Joe's an idiot and Matt's right? I don't know. We'll find out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching us on the YouTubes, or give us a rating wherever you download your podcast. It helps us reach other potential listeners. And we have been meeting some new friends, and we've been getting some new clicks and some likes, and I'm into it. Thanks, guys. And girls. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, dudes.
Gender neutral dude.
Yes.
THN is a listener-supported podcast, and it would not be possible without the generosity of donors like our patron, Jeffrey Locke, a.k.a. Ralph. If you like what you hear every week and you want access to exclusive THN content, it's easy to support the show just like Ralph. You can sign up to be a patron at patreon.com/twoheadednerd.
Promise. We got a holiday comic extra coming up real quick here.
Yes, I apologize. I've been very, very sick.
We're going to owe him another one next week.
Sometime this week.
Before we go, this week's shout out goes to Rick Man, a.k.a. Rick Man, who's currently gunning for #1 THN listener status on Spotify, though he's normally one of our YouTube subscribers. He's on a cross-country move, and that means a lot of time on the road, baby. Shooting him up to the top 25% of Spotify listeners in no time, and he has his sights focused on the top 1%. It's easier than you think. Word to you, Rick Man. I hope this quest inspires your fellow listeners to fight for #1 Patreon donor status. Huh?
That would be nice. So I have in my head, it's Rick Man, a.k.a. Rickman.
See, I like Rick.
I don't know if any of the pronunciation there is correct. That's how it is in my head.
I like Rick, man. You know,
Rick Man, aka
Rick like Rick, man.
Until next time, true believers, remember to pre-order your comics, or you might just find them on the ground after your retailer banishes your hand to the Phantom Zone. This is the Two-Headed Nerd signing off.
You have to like stab yourself with a kryptonite spike to make up for it.
I know. God, what a hassle.
That's a lot.
Just to get Captain Atom versus
Seriously.
Superman?
Just fucking pre-order your comics, guys. It's not worth it.
Yeah, really.